Hey everybody, it's Saturday, which means it's time for us to look at the 5 hottest and 5 coldest teams in the NHL, as we do every week. This is always a lot of fun. Before we get into it, I just ask that you please hit that subscribe button and thumbs up if you haven't yet. Helps the channel a ton and is greatly appreciated. But let's get started here, and I like to start with the good. So we'll look at the hot teams first, the hottest teams currently in the NHL. As you can see, there are plenty of teams playing really well right now. Coming in at number 5 are the Colorado Avalanche, who are getting a lot healthier and starting to be that dominant team that we expected to see this season. They are 7-2-1 in their last 10 games, and they have won 5 in a row. And it's starting to all come together here for the second half for Colorado. Hopefully they can stay relatively healthy the rest of the way, and their big guns can get this team moving in the right direction as they have been for the past few weeks here. And Colorado could be a real dangerous team coming up in the playoffs. At number 4, I have the Vancouver Canucks, 8-2-0 in their past 10 games. They've won 4 in a row. Where has this come from? Vancouver was absolutely dreadful to start the season. They dug themselves a huge hole up in the north, but over the last few weeks have completely turned things around. Thatcher Demko has been fantastic in goal, and the Canucks all of a sudden are trying to fight their way for that 4th spot in the division and get themselves into the playoffs. Going through 10-game stretches where you win at 8 out of 10 like that is certainly going to help them push for a playoff spot, and they're a team to watch here the rest of the way. At number 3, I have the Carolina Hurricanes, 8-1-1 in their past 10 games. They did lose their last game in OT, but still, I mean, to win 8 out of 10 is a great stretch. They're right up there competing with Tampa Bay for top spot in the Central Division. And Carolina overall has had a really good season, and they're playing really good hockey. At number 2, the Vegas Golden Knights, 8-2-0 in their last 10 games. They've won 5 in a row, and Vegas continues to lead the West Division. Colorado's trying to catch them, but Vegas keeps winning just as much as the Avalanche do, and that's kept Vegas up in first place. And they also have won 8 out of 10 and are on a really long winning streak with 5 in a row, so they've been playing great hockey. And that brings us now to number 1, the Washington Capitals, now first place in the East Division, 9-1-0 in their past 10 games, a 7-game win streak for the Capitals. They'll look to continue that this weekend, and they've been phenomenal. Washington has turned it on here over the past couple of weeks, ripping off 7 in a row, winning 9 out of 10. They are really hot right now and playing great hockey, and definitely are starting to look like a legitimate, not just cup contender, but maybe one of the top, 3 or 4 favorites heading into the playoffs. So Washington is certainly going to be a force to reckon with, and they've played incredibly good hockey here over the past few weeks. So those are the 5 hottest teams in the NHL: Colorado, Vancouver, Carolina, Vegas, and Washington. There are some other teams playing really well as well. The New York Islanders in particular, but they've lost their last 2, which kind of knocked them off of this list. And there are some other teams playing really good hockey as well, but there's only 5 spots, and these are the 5 teams that I picked. Now we have to switch things over to the other side of things, the not so good, the cold. These are your 5 coldest teams in the NHL right now. Starting at number 5 with the Arizona Coyotes. They are just 3-5-2 in their past 10 games. They lost their last game in OT, and Arizona's really kind of struggled here recently to pick up wins. They've only got 3 wins in their last 10. And then as you'll see on this list, that's kind of a common occurrence in the NHL, is 3 wins in the last 10. Because the number 4 team, Ottawa, also is 3-5-2 in their last 10 games. They've lost the last 2 games in overtime. And Ottawa is, they're competitive. They work hard. they're stealing some games here and there, but they're still not winning huge amounts of games. And just, again, 3 wins in the last 10 gets them on this list. Anaheim at number 3 also just has 3 wins in their last 10 games. They are 3-6-1. Now, they did win the last time out, a big win over the Arizona Coyotes, in which Trevor Zegras and Jamie Drysdale both scored their first career goals in that game. So that was awesome to see. But still, the Ducks only have 3 wins in their last 10 and have not been playing super well. But they are a rebuilding team, and the expectations are not super high there. Coming in at number 2, and this is kind of an interesting one, the Chicago Blackhawks. 3-6-1 in their last 10, and they've lost 3 in a row. So Chicago, as we all know, has been one of the surprise teams this year in a really good way. They're in a playoff spot as of now. They've had a great season so far, but they've been slumping a little bit here recently. They only have 3 wins in their last 10, and this is a tough spot for them where their playoff position is now in jeopardy as some other teams in the Central try and move up and into that 4th spot. So Chicago's going to get things turned around here pretty quickly. If they're going to, hold that 4th playoff spot, because Columbus is trying to get there. Dallas is trying to get there. So, it hasn't been a great stretch for the Blackhawks in a season overall that has been very, very good for them. But that brings us to number 1, and this is obvious. I think everybody knew who this was going to be before the video even started. The Buffalo Sabres, they are 0-9-1 in their last 10 games. They've lost 5 in a row in regulation. They've lost 13 in a row overall. And, it's just not been a good year for Buffalo. I'm not going to pile on here and just crap all over the Sabres because everyone does that already. It's just been a really tough year. They're going through a really bad stretch in an already tough season right now. They fired the coach. Jack Eichel's out injured. They just can't find a way to win a game. Their goaltending is not good, and it's been a struggle for the Buffalo Sabres. So they are the coldest team in the NHL right now, without a doubt. They have not won a game in their last 13. So those are your hottest and coldest teams in the NHL, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are in the description. If you'd like to further support the channel, our donation link, Patreon, merch store, and channel memberships are all down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon.